Okay, guys, welcome to the Chosen One podcast show. If you landed on this podcast episode, you are probably a manifesting generator and a female entrepreneur, coach, or expert. So, welcome, take a cup of tea, and binge listen to all the amazing episodes I have set up for you. Episodes to help you create the right energy and mindset to create the manifesting generator business and life of your dreams. Here we go. Good morning, beautiful souls. So I'm in the car and I feel like recording a short or long episode. We will see. And today, such a beautiful day. It's like 20 degrees. It's like I give you the weather update every time I check in for a podcast. But I feel like the weather is so defining. It can be so not defining, but it can set the mood in such a positive way. Like being aligned with the weather, I feel like that is such a gift. And I feel like this type of weather, when it's like 20 degrees and it's a little bit like that it's about to storm and thunder, it always gives this special vibe to the day, in my humble opinion. So that's why I love describing the weather for you guys. And I'm in the car. We just went to the goat farm, and I had this beautiful conversation this morning with my mom after I actually received a beautiful video from my friend Jennifer. And she sent me this beautiful video of an Indian man who speaks about some beautiful topics, but one specific thing really stood out for me. And the thing that he shared was a beautiful lesson about how time is always moving, and that we as a human species have a choice how to deal with the time that we have been given. This is not his exact words. This is my interpretation of what he's saying. But the downloads I received after listening to him was that we actually have a choice on how we spend our time. And he said something that really resonated with me. He was explaining about the high number of suicide among teenagers, and especially in the United States, that they have such a high rate of suicides under teenagers, kids between 12 and 15 actually. And he was explaining that in his opinion this has to do a lot with the fact that we are always rushing. It's like we are in a race. And he then asked a beautiful question, which really, really hit home for me when he said that. He said, what is the end destination of a race? And the end stadium of a race is the finish line. And if you think about that, if you think about your life, if your life is the race, what would be the finish line? Death, right? The finish line is death. So isn't it very strange that we are rushing through life to get to the finish line to then end up dead? Which is crazy, because that's actually the thing that we all are trying to avoid, right? We all want to live as long as possible, at least most of us, right? So what message are we actually giving to our children when we are rushing them through their development? And I was just at the goat farm with my daughter, and we were playing with another girl, a really cute girl, and it was very funny because her mom recognized us, or actually recognized Zoe, because we had lunch at her dining place, and she recognized us. And she recognized Zoe because she's always she's really fast, she's very vibrant, and she jumps up and down and she runs, and her daughter, such a cute girl, she's a couple of months older, and she's very deliberate, right? So she thinks about her movements, and she's very careful, and a beautiful energy to witness. And it really was so interesting to watch these two girls. Like, you had Zoe, who's like, she's the adventurer, and she like runs up and down, and she grabs her hand and she drags her, like, the girl everywhere, and she's like, ho 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 ho, this is way too fast for me, please slow down a little bit. And it was beautiful to watch their chemistry and their differences, right? And I had this conversation this morning with my mom where I said, like, I really fully want to embrace, like, our daughter the way she is. This is like so important to me, and this is also why I'm so highly, like, invested in the sort of school that she goes through. Either the school that, if I'm going to create it, I will create it. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be the one to create it. I almost feel like I'm working on the school so I can get it very vivid in my mind of what it is that I want, because I know that once I have a very clear image of what I want, I can manifest it instantly. So chances are that by the time that I'm super clear on what I want as a school for my daughter, that it will literally manifest in front of my eyes. And I don't think that I'm actually the one physically creating it, but I feel like I'm energetically creating it. And by me energetically creating it, somehow it will come into the physical form, because I do have the gift of instant manifestation. I believe we all have the gift of instant manifestation. It's really just the art of really understanding how to use your mind as the tool, your mind and your energy actually, as the tool to create that thing that you want in your mind. And Bob Proctor always says, like, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And it is actually really, really true. And over the years, I became better and better and better in that. And I really said to my mom, I really, really, really want her to be fully herself. And in the Netherlands, the children actually go to school around 4. They have to go to school starting at the age of 5. And a lot of parents will actually let their child go to a preschool earlier so that the child can adjust to the system. And that is actually where I feel very differently than most parents. So I do not feel any desire to put my child at this moment at a preschool. I will bring her to a school or a preschool depending on when she is ready for it. At the moment she's ready for it, she will go to the school. And I'm 100% sure that moment will come. Only the difference is that the way I view raising children, raising our child, that I do it at her pace. I truly believe it's one of the reasons that we have a child that is so happy. Literally, she is the happiest child you ever seen. And I feel like it has to do a lot with the fact that we adjust to her tempo. So I'll explain this a little bit more in depth. She is now 1 year and 8 months. And this is like the first week she wants to sit in a baby chair. So when we go out for dinner, she now loves to sit in a baby chair. She's all excited about sitting in a baby chair. Up until that moment, she was not interested in sitting in a baby chair. So I did not make her sit in a baby chair because of my convenience. My convenience is her happiness, okay? So I love looking at her and seeing where she is in her development and then adjust to it. So I know there's always going to be a moment that she wants to, like, sleep in her own bed, for example. She is not ready to sleep in her own bed yet. I'm not ready for her to sleep in her own bed either. But I adjust to her. Like, I really believe that my mission in my specific case, okay? So I want to be very clear about that, because when we talk about raising children, I feel like everybody has their own way of doing it. And I also believe that every child desires a different energy and a different mom. And I truly believe that the children choose us as parents, and that they choose us for a specific reason. And in her case, I feel like she picked two parents who benefit her energy very beautifully, because my husband and I are both at the same page when it comes to this, like really allowing her to be her full self. And this is actually easier when the child is still young, and you don't have to be a full participant of the conditioned world, right? But of course, when she starts getting to school and everything, this becomes more interesting to see, okay, how can we allow her to be herself and yet still be part of a system which will benefit her as well. I truly believe that in the right time, she will be ready for every step, but she takes her own time, okay? And this is actually like the reason why I'm sharing this is because this actually got activated for me, or like confirmed almost, when this beautiful Indian man spoke about the fact that we are rushing ourselves and our children through life, and with what end goal? So they get to the finish line sooner. I don't want my child to get to the finish line sooner. I wanted her to enjoy her life fully enjoy her life. And that for me also means allowing her time to do things on her pace. And it also means that for me, and it doesn't feel that way for me, but other people sometimes look at me and feel like I am putting aside my own desires for my child. I do not experience it in that way at all. So I don't mind. I love having her with me every second. I absolutely love it. And I also love it when she is like saying like, oh my God, like this week she literally walked up to the baby chair who's in the corner somewhere, because she's never wanted to sit in there, and she pointed at it and she was like, I want to sit in it. And then my heart literally jumps up and down. I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Now she wants to sit in it, and now it's the right time for her to sit in a baby chair. And the same is with the sleeping, right? She sleeps on top of me. But recently, she also likes it sometimes to actually sleep besides me, or in between us, right? And not for the whole night. I mean, after a couple of hours, she wants to crawl on top of me again. But she's making these steps, right? And I'm enjoying those steps. I'm absolutely enjoying all of those steps. But I'm enjoying them, especially because she is the one initiating it. She's like, okay, now I'm ready. And that is so beautiful. And it's actually also the way I try to run my business, or not try. This is the way I run my business. All in divine time. I do not rush my clients into decisions they don't want to make. However, I will say this. Once a client makes the decision from their own sacred space, like, okay, now I want to work with Sophie, then of course you get the full experience, right? So once my client is like, okay, yes, I feel a sacred yes, Sophie, I want to work with you, then they sign up to work with me, and then they get the full experience of me. So an interesting shift that I didn't see coming, but they're showing me, okay, you can now go into that specific topic. So once clients start to work with me, it is my job to deliver them what their soul actually requires. And that actually means that once I'm in a portal with somebody, I'm always a loving space for people. So my clients always feel safe to express themselves, to be themselves. But I do not allow my energy to be adjusted by the energy of my clients. In that regard, I can sense it. I can feel like, okay, this gives them anxiety. This is scary for them. I will like address it for a second so that everybody feels heard and seen. But after that, we keep on going. And it's up to my clients to decide, okay, do I want to continue on this journey? Like, my clients make the investment. So once they are in the portal, they still have a choice, right? You can also say like, okay, no, I don't want to do this anymore. But the investment is the investment, right? You made the investment. You can stop if that's what your soul is requiring, but then you lose, and lose is not really lose, I'm putting it into quote signs, then you lose the money, right? So the reason why that works so well, I mean, that's the whole reason why things are set up that way, of course, in client in coaching portals, is because the ego loves to escape when things get hard. Once things get hard, your ego will trick you in so many ways, and it will act like it's actually spirit telling you to quit. I'm telling you, if you really felt from a sacred space, I have to sign up for this portal, then I know for a fact that that's the move that your spirit wants to make. So any BS that comes up in the portal is actually the ego. Sometimes, like I said, pretending that it's spirit, so you might mistake it as spirit. But then because you make the investment, because you spend the money, good money on the portal, you're like, oh my God, I'm not just going to quit because then I have lost the money, right? That's how you're going to perceive it. You're going to perceive it as lost money. So I really want to invite you, if you are a coach as well, to think of investing or asking for money from your clients in that regard, understanding that you're actually helping your clients create a container where it's not so easy to escape from the BS that they're going to encounter once they are in the portal. This topic about how to view asking for money in your portals, how to view making large investments or asking for large investments from your clients is something I teach way more in depth in my MG Selling Queen journey. It's actually a beautiful mind shift wow, a mind shift that I provide there, that I got a lot of feedback from the clients in the MG Selling Queen. Like, that was like a big aha moment for them to understand that actually asking for an investment is a big way of serving. And I explain that way more in depth in the MG Selling Queen. And if you haven't heard me talk about it yet, I'm actually hosting a new MG Selling Queen round the 3rd of July. So that is pretty soon. That is, I think, next Monday. At full moon we start. It's a 5-day journey. You work with me and a group of other MGs in WhatsApp. You get a daily video from me. And it's a very, very powerful journey that literally unlocks a complete new level when it comes to showing up for your clients, how to look at asking for investment. Because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of coaches still find it difficult to ask their clients for money. And I think it's the most beautiful thing I can do, asking for money. It's literally serving. And this is something that you come to understand on a very, very deep level when you enter the MG Selling Queen journey. Then we have the weekend off. We have some divine integration time. And then the Tuesday after, you always receive, you start with a bonus. And that's an amazing bonus, which is called the conversion offer. And it's a beautiful method that I teach you, where I actually show you how you can use your responding strategy as a manifesting generator to create a beautiful conversion offer. But not only that, the technique that I'm sharing with you is actually a technique that you can literally use to create anything. Literally to create anything. So I'm really excited about that. So this is the episode I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm like on a beautiful path myself. I'm getting so much aha moments. I'm really diving deep into my clairvoyance and my gift as I have something against the word psychic. Somehow I never use that word, so I'm still looking for a better way to describe my gift. But in essence, that's what it is. I have psychic abilities. I do see, feel, hear, and things before they happen. And it's very interesting for me to come to a place in my business and in my life that I'm actually acknowledging that. Because before I was always like, it was so natural to me. It was something that was always, it has been a part of my life forever. I never actually knew that that doesn't happen for everybody. Like, I literally thought everybody has this gift. And I truly believe that we are all clairvoyant, and we're all actually we all have these psychic abilities, but it's not as developed in everybody. I literally, up until this week, sort of thought like, doesn't everybody have such a developed psychic ability? But I already knew it somehow that is not the case. But this week really hit home for me. I had so many conversations with people, and I'm like, yes, okay, obviously this is not what everybody is encountering. And it's like, just to give you an example, for example, like if I see somebody, I can just like literally see, okay, you're gonna be pregnant in a month time or something, right? Or when I see somebody, I'll like I know, like, okay, you're having issues in your relationship, or your husband is cheating. And this is very interesting because up until now, because it was just like, I didn't really know that was sort of like a thing, that not everybody has that. And I'm now like on the journey of really training myself more and more to really use it in an even deliberate way. So up until now, it was like always open. So I always got the information, which was very beneficial in my business. Especially in my client relationships, because it makes me a very good coach, because I know what my clients go through. I know it before they even know it, so it makes me, I can anticipate on a lot of things very well. But there is a actual it is a gift. It's also like a skill that I need to become better at, in like knowing when to turn it off, right? And because it can get very confusing if you don't know how to turn it off. And this is actually something I'm going to teach my clients in my new mastermind, which is the 4th of July at 2:30. This is going to be a free mastermind, or a free webinar, or however you want to call it. It's going to be hosted in Whereby. You can sign up for it for free. There are ads running on it right now. I think we have over 100 signups at this moment. If you haven't seen the sign up link, I will share that in the notes of this episode as well. And in this specific masterclass, I'm actually going to teach you how to reclaim your energy as a manifesting generator. I'm actually going to teach you some of the skills, or some of the things that I use, some of the tools that I use to help myself stay strong in my own energy. And to always also like share like what are the things how do you even know that you're not in your energy anymore. And I had some recent events happening in my life that really made that so clear to me, like, oh my God, okay, yes. So just remember that everything always happens for a reason. There are always lessons to learn. And in this case, a beautiful masterclass, Reclaim Your Energy as a Manifesting Generator, is one of the things that came out of the recent events that I went through. And you are more than welcome to join. And this is a masterclass for manifesting generators, entrepreneurs who really feel like they get stuck in the energy of others on a regular basis. So either in the energy of your clients, or maybe in the energy of your spouse or family members. It doesn't matter if you feel like, oh my God, it happens to me all the time, that I get confused about what my energy is and what is the energy of another. I got you. I absolutely got you, because I've been there, and I know what it's like. And I have some amazing tools to actually help you deal with that. To become better at it. To really understand how to use your gift as a clairvoyant person, or a high sensitive person, if you are more high sensitive than clairvoyant. There are ways to manage that. And I feel like in a lot of spaces where they teach that, they always say like, you have to protect your energy. But for me, when we're talking about protecting your energy, it feels very like you have to guard your energy, like as if the world out there is out there to get you. And that's not the case. Nobody is out to get you. But if you are actually not in your own energy, sometimes it can feel that way. It can feel like people are out to get you, and some people will actually get into the role that they want to get you, right? They get into that role, but you are actually facilitating that because you are not truly reclaiming or claiming your energy. So I have a little bit of a different approach to it than the most teachers. I'm not talking about protecting your energy and about shielding your energy. I'm really talking about reclaiming your energy, and that's a very important energetic nuance, in my opinion, because I have tried for so long to protect my energy, and that only made it worse, because it's from a frequency of scarcity, it's from a frequency of fear, it's from a frequency of I am somehow a victim and I need to be protected in my energy. We are not victims. Nobody is a victim. That doesn't mean that we cannot like set our sacred boundaries. That is very important. That's a very important part of becoming strong in your own energy. But once you come to the place that you are fully back aligned in your energy, you don't feel the need to protect yourself, because you know, I got this. You don't even, this is actually the beauty of it. When I know that I really reclaimed my energy, I always know that because I actually get to the point that I don't need to ask for anything anymore. I will let God and the universe and my guides know what I'm about to do, but I don't longer ask them to do it for me, because we are all one. So when I'm still asking the universe or God or my guides to do something for me, then 9 out of 10 times it means that I'm still not fully aligned in my energy. And this morning I woke up and I was like, wow, I just told them, okay guys, I got this, I'm doing this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm like totally connected in my energy. I'm totally, like, I totally got this. And that's like a beautiful frequency to be at. And it doesn't mean that I never ask for help. I do, but from a different place. Like, not from a place that I cannot do it, because we can do anything. And when we get to the place that we feel like we can do anything, we are super aligned with the universe, because we are all one. Everything is connected and we are one. And when we get to that frequency, it's like coming home. It's beautiful. So if that's something you desire, if that's something that lights you up, you are more than welcome to join the free masterclass Reclaim Your Energy on the 4th of July. The link is in the bio. And if you feel like you are at a place in your business that you feel like you want to serve at a higher level, then I really want to encourage you to join the MG Selling Queen journey. It's an amazing journey to really help you shift your energy from also feeling a little bit like a victim to like your clients and what they are willing to pay, and then to shift into the leader and the role model who's actually serving her clients by asking beautiful aligned prices. So yeah, beautiful shifts are coming your way, and sign up for the thing that feels most aligned to you, and you're more than welcome to sign up for both. Okay, by the way, the investment for the MG Selling Queen is very it's only 62, I think. It's 98 euros and then 30% off, so I think you come down to 62 euros or something. So beautiful aligned price. Okay guys, love you, and we'll talk soon.